I've made nearly £500,000 on the TikTok Shop platform, and today I'm going to go through one of the easiest things that most sellers do not take full advantage of. TikTok is literally paying for you to run discounts and offer promotions through your TikTok Shop through their growth center. So I'm going to show you exactly how to use TikTok's money to grow your shop, whether you're just starting out or you are looking to scale your brand on the TikTok Shop platform. So what are growth missions? Growth missions are literally the best thing on the TikTok Shop platform. Why? That is because TikTok is literally paying you to teach you how to grow on their platform. TikTok don't actually put cash in your bank, but what they'll do is literally give you discounts for your customers to use on your products. So therefore, your cost for acquiring a customer can go right down. There are some instances, say with their ads missions, where you can get ad spend credited back to your account. So I've had it as much as 40% before, where my ads have been paid for by TikTok, which again makes your cost of acquiring a customer super low if you're getting 40% back on your ads. Now, completing growth missions also boosts your visibility within the TikTok platform. TikTok love you to do as they're sort of telling you to do. So doing these growth missions really helps. And not only does it help get you more customers, but it will also boost you within the TikTok algorithm, both on shoppable videos and also on the shop tab. Now, there are different types of growth missions. So we've got improved conversion. So improved conversion can be things such as the GMV Max campaigns. Increasing traffic is usually going to be things like hosting live streams or creating videos. And increasing sales can be anything really, such as creating flash deals. But a lot of these are quite interchangeable, and realistically, they could kind of go under any category. But the most important thing is it's literally anything any e-commerce brand needs in order to scale. Because all you need to do is improve traffic, convert that traffic, and then increase your sales. That is literally all any e-commerce business needs to do. So it is really straightforward. On top of this, you also have the structured missions that you get in the first section, but we'll get more into that later on in the video. So why you actually need to use the growth missions? TikTok is literally giving you the roadmap to scale on their platform. And it's just like any other e-commerce site, whether that be Amazon or social media, again, say Meta ads. If you want to win on their site or at their game, you've got to play by their rules. You can't expect to go on any other platform, whether that be Amazon, and not follow their rules, or advertise on Meta and not follow their rules, because we all know how easily you can get banned on those sorts of sites. So just by following this roadmap that TikTok literally lay out step by step for you, will not only improve your conversions and improve your sales on the site, but it will also help you stay compliant with TikTok. And to be totally honest, I've spoken with so many sellers on the TikTok Shop platform, and everyone is just a little bit lazy. No one does this enough. No one checks their growth missions often enough. And I know I've been guilty of this in the past, where I really have not used the growth missions effectively enough. And usually when I do, my sales do increase. Sometimes it's not always that dramatic increase, but sometimes it can give you that extra 10 or 20%, which can end up being thousands of pounds in your pocket each month. Now, obviously, this is going to give you a huge advantage over lazy sellers who don't bother checking. Maybe they're too busy and they don't have time to run their TikTok shop alongside other platforms. This is why you really need to make sure you're keeping on top of everything and being more productive within your business. But that is definitely another video for another day. So now let's go over how to actually use the growth missions strategically. So let's jump onto the TikTok Shop platform and first take a look through the growth missions and how to get there. So we are now on the TikTok Shop homepage, and then what we need to do is come over here to the growth tab and click on that, and then we want the growth opportunities. So once we're in growth opportunities, we can see we've got this first section here. Obviously, this has just restarted for me, and you can sort of tell by 1% of the reward pool claim, but this is what I mean. All you need to do here is do 5 live streams or publish 5 videos, but only 1% of people are actually doing this. So this top section is like your step-by-step on how to actually grow on your TikTok shop. So as you can see, we need to publish 5 videos, create 30 flash deals, set up free shipping, ideally across your whole store, and perform 5 live streams. Now, I'll quickly touch on these in a bit more detail. So obviously publishing 5 e-commerce videos, that is just any TikTok account that's linked to your shop, not an affiliate account. It's got to come from your main shop account or accounts. You can have quite a few shop accounts linked. So for me, I've got quite a few shop accounts that are linked to my account. I don't just run off 1 or 2, I have quite a few, and this is usually quite a good strength because you can come at it from different marketing angles. Next, the 30 flash deal promotions. Now, this might seem really daunting, and I know for me that seemed really daunting at first. Like, how on earth am I supposed to create 30 flash deals? My products are not going to be selling for what they should be selling for, but the best way to do this, and one of the best strategies to grow on TikTok Shop, is actually to price your product way above what it should be. All right, so let's say you're meant to be selling something for £20. On TikTok, list it for £25 or £30, and then have it always running on a flash deal. Now, if you're going to do this, you do need to be organized because flash deals only last for 3 days. So you need to be able to make sure you are creating a new flash deal every day. Otherwise, your product is going to be selling for way too much money and you're not going to be making any sales, and then the TikTok algorithm will stop pushing you. So again, as we can see here, as I've written down, price your products higher than what they should cost, and this is because of the flash sales. We have to create 30 flash sales. Now, this can be really hard if you only have a couple of products in your shop. So if you do, maybe what you'll need to do is run flash sales for a few hours at a time just to make sure you create all 30. Again, the first section is most important, and you obviously want to complete the missions first with the highest rewards. So again, if we're back on here, we can see that we're getting £80 for each of these, but I would go for this one first because this is a lot easier of a job than performing 5 live streams, because as you can see, we've got to spend 5 hours doing lives here, whereas 5 videos lasting 15 seconds each could be done in literally 2 minutes. So there's absolutely no reason why this should not be done within the first couple of days of your new growth missions coming up. So obviously for the free shipping one, again, you need to think about your margins, potentially pricing your products a little bit higher if you have this free shipping one, the same as I do down here. And then as you can see, there's more targets down here. Now, I know for me, this one's really annoying that it's right at the bottom, and this is clearly why they do it, is because I can earn £80 in vouchers, and I know I'll easily do this anyway. And again, with this one will come so quickly for me to £1,200 from short videos is £100 in vouchers. So usually I find that this middle section is really easy. So for me, I could do this within the next couple of days from starting the new growth missions. But obviously, to be able to unlock these, I have to get all of these done. And obviously TikTok do this on purpose. So you have to do some of these more boring, monotonous tasks to be able to get these easier rewards. And again, as you can see, we've got £100 in vouchers here just from generating £1,200 from your short videos. Now we are going to move on from this first section, and just please remember that this is the most important section. This is that step-by-step on how you're going to grow on TikTok. But then the all missions down the bottom is also really important. So as you can see, I've got 6 available, 13 in progress, and just the 3 that are completed. And as I mentioned in the start of the video, we've got the different tabs up here. So I'm going to move into the in progress ones. So I've just had this one come up again, which is the £500 or more to run GMV max campaigns and the £250. So I believe this will update tomorrow because I only accepted these earlier today. And same with the July shoppable video leaderboard, is that nothing has come up here, even though we know we've posted the video because we've got the 1 of 5 up on the top there. Then as you can see further down, we've got this exact same task, which is the same one as that we've got up there. So you will find that some of these will repeat themselves, but there are other easy ones to do. And as you can see, some of them have even expired for me. So I didn't actually set up all 5 of the target plans that I needed to this month. I always have some targeted plans running, but usually I do sort of bigger ones that impact more creators, and also I publish them to my network of creators. So this isn't always one that I will go for because I usually manage my creators a little bit more privately, especially the ones that work really well for me. I find that it works better to have that really good relationship built up with your affiliates. So again, you want to work through as many of these as possible, and you want to look again at which ones are going to give you the most money. So as you can see, we've got to create 15 flash sales of 15 products with a discount of at least 30% or £3, and all we're getting for that is £10 in vouchers. So for me, that's probably not really worth doing. Whereas post shoppable videos for 10 products, each video lasting 15 seconds plus, I'm going to do that anyway. So that is one that should always be started, and then that will easily be done and ticked off. And then as you can see, customers will get £2 off over £15 within your shop. So that is really easy. If you're going to do it anyway, you may as well give 10 customers £2 off if they spend £15 or more in your shop. So that is the basic overview of how this works. It is literally as simple as pressing start. We get this menu pop up here, and then you literally press continue and go from there, and just obviously make sure you complete it before time runs out. So as I alluded to, you want to make sure that you're completing the missions with the highest rewards first, as these are usually the missions that will help you boost your sales the most. But be careful of discount missions devaluing your brand. And also, if you don't know your margins, do not be running loads of these discounts. You need to make sure that you know your margins before running big discounts within TikTok Shop. So this brings us onto our final point of the video, which is mistakes to avoid. Now, this can be really dangerous because once your missions end, say the shoppable video ends for the month and there's no more missions around shoppable videos, this doesn't mean you should stop uploading. Because if you stop creating your shoppable videos, you will kill the flywheel for your TikTok shop, and you will struggle to gain momentum for the rest of the month until you get your new missions come through. This also means that you shouldn't try other things just because, say for example, there wasn't loads of missions for me around affiliates, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be spending lots of time working with affiliates. That is usually just because if you don't have lots of missions around something, it's because you've already completed them. Like I know for me, some of the affiliate missions just get completed almost within day one because the affiliates are working for my brand so well. Again, like I've mentioned a couple of times, you need to know your margins. Not knowing your margins is a huge mistake within your TikTok shop, because if you do not know how much money you're making, then you cannot know how much of a discount to offer. So please, I stress to you now, if you do not know how much you are making from your products, stop watching this video, stop everything, work out exactly how much profit you are making from your products on TikTok shop before you do anything else. Not managing flash sales or other discounts. So as we've already mentioned in this video, is that one of the strategies you can use to use growth missions is actually pricing your products above what they should cost, and then using flash sales or other discounts to bring them down to their normal price, because this creates that scarcity and that urgency within buyers to improve conversion. But if you stop running your sales when they should be running, then this can really damage your conversion rate on your products, because people are not going to buy your products if they're priced 20-30% higher than your competitors. So if you're going to use this strategy, make sure that you stay on top of it. So for this week, I haven't run the sales because I didn't want to have my products priced too high. So I didn't bother running flash sales because they only last 3 days. So if you know you've got, say, a busy week or you're going on holiday or something like that, then maybe just create a discount that lasts for the whole time that you're away, or even just change your product price. And the last mistake to avoid is just not checking your growth missions often enough. You could see on there that I had a couple that were running out in 3 days, and that's just because I must have missed them over the last few weeks. And this isn't something that I do very often anymore. I usually get on my growth missions, or at least the growth missions that I want to select, very well. And that is part of the reason for my success on the TikTok shop platform. But I know I used to be really guilty of never ever checking my growth missions, and it really hampered my growth on the shop platform. And it was only when I started utilizing these strategies correctly, that's when my growth really started. And you could kind of see the months where I did and didn't use these missions. So make sure you're always checking this very, very often. So that is pretty much everything on using growth missions on TikTok shop. Now, managing your time and resources with growth missions is so important. And also, as I've mentioned multiple times in this video, just knowing your margins as well. You need to be organized to be able to use your growth missions properly. And remember, if you're going to be using things such as flash sales, make sure you don't forget to keep them running to make sure your products are at the correct price at all times. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about TikTok shop, then check out this video on the end screen now, as this has been one of the biggest reasons for my success on the TikTok shop platform.